Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another interview episode, okay, with my girl, Miss Jamila Joy, and this, of course, is called Crowning Convos with me, Queen K. So, hello, Miss Jamila Joy. How you doing today?
I am great. I'm excited to be here. This is wonderful.
Thank you so much. So, if you don't, I mean, some people may not know who you are, and I don't. I mean, unless they've been on a rock, I don't know what to tell you. But just in case, I'm gonna give them a little information. Okay, so big top badge out here on the Tag app. Okay, the Icon recipient award for Live Fest 2024, if I'm not mistaken. You are also nominated for another award this year. Let's talk a little bit about that. What's the nomination for this year at Live Fest?
This year, I'm actually nominated for Creator of the Year. Creator of the Year.
Of the year. That is amazing. I mean, that's a huge honor for sure. I love that. Now, of course, she does have socials. We'll do that another time, but she's on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Okay, she does have a featured show called Create a Vibe that is Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So walk us a little bit through what is Create a Vibe, because I mean, I love the name, of course, Create a Vibe. We love to vibe out. I mean, of course we do, but what is that about? What is the show about?
Well, the concept of the show is really a variety show that encompasses a little DIY or a little do-it-yourself, expanding the opportunity for people to think outside of the box, to be creative. Whether you take this and do it at home, you do it at your job, you do it on your stream, and we basically bring in other creators. Sometimes I create and bring others in, and we do a segment called Reveal That Vibe, where we actually show whatever that theme is. So it's really exploring creative type things and helping people think outside the box on how creative they can be.
That is awesome. Love the motivation on that. So thank you for the recap. We appreciate you, love. All right, so we're going to get this thing started. So let's see what we can do here. So the first question I have for you is, who in your life has helped you polish your crown? Because obviously, you know, icon, I mean, it's a crown up there, obviously. So who in your life has helped you polish your crown when it feels heavy?
Uh, I have to really go to my mom. You know, even though she has her wings, that's who really I glean from, even from moments and memories, because she was like really the first content creator that I ever knew. And I didn't even know that was a thing. So when I think about polishing and getting my crown together, I think about what my mom would say and things, words of encouragement that she would give me. So she has really been like a pillar in my life, and being able to give homage to her and what I do really helps me to try to adjust my crown. I want to make her proud, basically.
Absolutely. I understand that. I love that. So with that, what you just mentioned, so does that mean, or could she also have been the reason why maybe you started streaming? Was that kind of an influence of that? Or was it something else that kind of got you into streaming?
Yeah, I started in radio.
Okay.
And did some television as well. So streaming came all of a sudden out of the ordinary. But even though I had some background in doing that kind of thing, it happened. A friend of mine was actually streaming, and I asked her what she was doing, and I just started to do it as well. Well, I was in the background of hers, and they was like, "Who is that? What's her streamer name?" And I was like, "She doesn't have a streamer name." And they were like, "Oh, she's cute." I'm like, "Oh God."
Not she's cute. Come on now, compliments. We love that.
Needs a page, and so it just kind of happened by accident. But basically, I guess it's been something that's been in me, but something that I got into a little bit later.
I love that. Okay, and now, you know, fast forwarding now, kind of when you started to now. No, so would you say your why you have started you stream has changed? So since you started that way, that was kind of the reason why you started streaming. Now, in this position where you are now, has it changed, or is it about the same?
Um, I would say how I stream is different. With respect to having purpose and, you know, being able to impact others, encourage others, motivate others. Also, I enjoy, it's something that I enjoy. I think if it ever becomes something that is a task or tedious, I really wouldn't want to do it, but it's something that I enjoy to do. And I would say that my why is really, I believe, to encourage others, as well as to show others what can be done, and you know, help them reach their goals as well. So
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. So, all right. So, what's something your audience, you know, your community audience, may know may not know, but should know about your journey as a content creator? There might be some hidden things down there you might have not put all out there, but just maybe a little sneak preview, premiere, something you got for us today, or something like that.
I'm very transparent,
Okay.
but they may or may not know, depending on the when they met me in the journey, is that actually I took a step away from broadcasting and a lot of the different things that I did before. After my mom passed, I took a break from those things. So streaming kind of helped me put my foot back into the door of doing the things that I used to do. I kind of like packed up those bags and really just wanted to distance myself. So they may or may not know that actually through my process of grieving, it was how I kind of landed and really started to really explore and open up doors for live streaming and things of that nature.
Love that. Awesome. Now, what lesson keeps showing up in your life like a royal decree you can't ignore? I mean, and life is full of those. There's always lessons and things we can learn. So it could be something particularly in your journey. It could be something maybe you learned outside of your journey, maybe applied to your journey now. So what's a lesson you feel that keeps showing up in your life?
Yeah, I really believe that sometimes, especially on a journey of something like streaming, where you look at others, not to copy, but because, hey, they're live, let me go check them out. And sometimes people may compare themselves. A lesson that keeps coming back to me is something that I close out my show with. Talking about how your haters can't stop you and trolls can't block you, only you can create your own vibe. I went through a period where I had trolls, I had, I guess, people that did not like me, and I was looking in the mirror saying, well, I try to be likable, but sometimes it's not because you do anything that people dislike you. It's because sometimes they admire you. And so that's a lesson that always comes up, is that, hey, don't worry about the other people. The other people will be the other people. That's a lesson in life, is that you really just have to stay motivated to do whatever it is you're supposed to do, and that's create your own vibe.
I love that. Come on, create your own vibe. So what is a hidden strength you didn't realize you had until life made you use it?
A hidden strength I didn't realize I had until life made me use it. Motherhood.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Motherhood was a hidden strength. I didn't realize I had it until life made me use it. I've always been a very private person and things of that nature. But when it came to motherhood, it was just like, I had my close family members in the room with me. They saw everything down. Everything was all over. And it's just like, listen, let's make this happen. And so that was an inner strength. And being a mom has just like really, like I talk about grief and losing my mom, it was like, I know that knowing that I had to be strong for my son, it really gave me that sense of, okay, you are going through, but you got to be stronger because you're a mom, and you have to really be able to, pass on the torch and do what your mom did for you now for your son. So
Absolutely.
That was like an inner strength I didn't think I had.
Awesome. So motherhood, and that's actually something you were talking a little bit about in the interest of, kind of like you said, you're going through with your son, going through things like that. Prom is coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So how does that feeling for you? Your son he's about to go to college and things like that. Talk a little bit about what that is now, because like what's kind of next for you after that? Because I know you've been doing your vibes and your content creation even as a mother. So now with him going on to college and things like that, what is the kind of shift that you're kind of maybe expecting, you're not expecting, not sure about, as you're trying to transition into that?
Yeah, it's a very exciting time for me to see him blossom and groom and graduation, prom, all that stuff, and going to college and, making the college decisions and things of that nature. The next chapter, I believe, is something that I'll be proud of what he's going to do, as well as I believe that I will be able to, have a little bit more flexibility to do some things that maybe, I wanted to be stuck in one place to do. So I don't know what that looks like, but I'm excited. I'm excited about the journey, and I'm just super proud and happy about the man that he is becoming as he goes to the university. So.
Love that, love that, love that. Now, I definitely want to touch a little bit back about what you were saying, because I know you know create a vibe, you have like a theme, things you're putting on. So I know that ties into what you were also mentioning about event planning. So event planning, something very big for you. So what are some type of events you can think of or kind of recall you want to share with us about maybe some of your favorite events you've done, maybe some events that were maybe tough for you to do, you know, whatever challenges you might have had. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I kind of like have become just like the family and friend unofficial event planner. You know, I have some really close friends that's their profession, but it's something that I love to come up with a theme, you know, get to know that person, and because I don't think you should just do something just to do it and make it a cookie box, you know, cookie cutter theme or cookie cutter party. So I think, what are some of that person's interests? So I kind of like want to do an assessment. What does Queen K like? What does she enjoy? What are her favorites? Okay, maybe that's not everybody else's favorites, but guess what? If it's for her, we should definitely have some of her favorites and some other different varieties. So I kind of like love to, I'm a giver and I love to celebrate others. So that just kind of come natural for me. So some of those events, I mean, I don't care. I celebrate whatever. It don't matter. You know what I mean? But I love to celebrate others. You know, it doesn't have to be a reason to celebrate. So that's why it can be sometimes hurtful when you don't get that back, you know. But you just have to know that you're not doing it to get it back.
Right.
And everybody doesn't know how to do that. I had to realize that the way I celebrate others, it's a gift.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, definitely something that I loved, of course, and this is something you talked about before, owner of Thickiana's Closet. And I think it's so important being in a social space as a plus size content creator to have a line like that with you. So what kind of inspired you to create or come up with the Thickiana's Closet space?
Well, I was inspired actually that was like one of my first streamer names. Side note, Thickiana. People that know me from when I first started, it was Thickiana. Yeah. And I was inspired because I would see other young ladies that look like me as far as like size-wise, and they'd be like, oh, I like how you put your stuff together. And they don't know that I had struggled probably like 30, 45 minutes, went through a couple of changes to put it together. You know what I mean? Like, you know, to come up with, because I'm like, I don't like this, I like this, I like that. And so I was like, you know what? If people like what I do and they struggle how I struggle, then maybe I should, you know, share my passion for fashion with others and let them know that, you know, fashion is for all sizes.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Not just for the little sizes. I love my little sizes too, but you know, big sizes matter too. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. So I do have one more final question for you, if I may. So last one is, I know I've been having so much fun with you. I know. Last one I have with you is like, what advice would you give someone trying to find their purpose or crowning moment? What kind of advice would you give for someone? Could be maybe you know, just starting out in their content creator journey, maybe in the middle, or maybe they're like, hey, maybe feel like giving up. I don't know if this is for me. I don't know what to do. So what kind of advice would you do for that?
My best advice is turn everything off. Don't look at anyone else's content and do you.
Yes.
You know, starting off, you can do like a daily blog, or you can do like getting ready with me and do the things that you actually do, you know, so that helps you know that, hey, there's some things that I do in my daily that some people may like, or they might not like, or they may be interested in, but the best piece of advice I can give them is to be authentic, be yourself. They're going to love you for yourself, because guess what happens, Kay? If you know, produce this person, and then for one day you're not that person, it's going to be kind of hard. Right. You know what I mean? So be yourself. That's the best piece of advice that I can give a content creator starting out. Just be yourself.
I love that, because that's so important, because when we try to tweak ourselves and make there's unnecessary changes, we know that's not us, and trying to put that out there, after a while it gets exhausting, because now we're trying to keep up face and appearance with stuff, and people are just like, that. I thought this was you. Exactly. It's only one you. no one else can do you how you would do. So I love that. Be authentic. The audience will find you. The people who want to support you in what you're doing will find you. So I think authenticity, being yourself, is so important. So, but thank you so much, because we're out of time, but thank you so much again for being here with us, Miss Jamila Joy. Congratulations again on your nomination for this Live Fest event for Content Creator of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, right? But thank you so much, guys. So we will be back.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. So that is it for this episode of Chronic Convos with Queen K. Catch you guys next time. Bye.